in Sync, video 86 of the 366 video series. Today I'm talking about the blame game. So, blame is really important for people to understand. This comes courtesy of my session earlier today. But it's something that I see quite frequently is that, and it comes through very subtly in language, but when people are blaming somebody else for their condition that they are in, and when this is occurring, what happens is that there's multiple things that happen. But one is they are identifying with what's called a victim victimizer archetype. And within that archetype, there's no power for the victim. So it's coming from a place of helplessness, hopelessness, victimville. And victimhood is very difficult to come out of. So that's one thing that blame does. It also keeps you in a place of powerlessness because the only place that you can truly have full power is when you take 100% responsibility for everything in your experience, regardless if you like it or not. It's, taking responsibility does not mean that you are um, taking responsibility. What it means at its core is that you are co-creating your experiences. So if you feel like somebody else is to blame for your experience, you're abdicating your personal power about what has occurred. You never want to do that because that is a really dark hole to come out of. What you want to do, sorry, there's a piece of fuzzy flying around. What you want to do when you notice that you are blaming is stop yourself in your tracks and saying, I accept full responsibility for this event, this situation, this condition of this relationship. The condition in which my body is currently in is nobody's fault at all. It's your condition is your condition. Okay, so if you're in a relationship that's quite stressful, that person is not the cause of your stress. The, the cause of the stress is your reaction to that person. That is the cause of the stress. So you want to address the causation within you, not the person. Most people just banish the relationship and say, okay, I don't want to deal with this anymore and I'll just move on and this person's cut out of my life. That's fine and good if that can work, but the problem usually happens is when things start to repeat themselves. So, the other part of the blame, which would be if you are a leader and you have team members who are not carrying their weight in the relationship or the situation or the project, or your tactics of motivating them has not worked. That's not their fault. you know Communication is a two-way street, so it really requires you adjusting, especially if you're the leader who's looking to establish some change. The onus is on you to keep adjusting until the communication is received, heard, and executed on. What I find often happens with leaders who are very stressed out is that this is a tactic that employees will use with their leaders, and it's called the wear down strategy. And the wear down strategy is to wait people out, make them so miserable that they have to ask 4 and 5. I literally have had executives tell me that they will not give or respond to their supervisors, that we're talking executives here, request unless they ask for it 5 times. So that was their strategy. Which sounds absolutely insane if you're the person that's asking for it, because you don't want to have to ask 4 or 5 times. But you have to understand that people have different methods in which they are communicating. Like this executive who was doing that, that's a very passive aggressive behavior. That's also part of the wear down strategy. They want to irritate, stress you out, and make you miserable. And there are some people that really just enjoy doing that in life. And you have to understand that occurs, and don't blame them for their behavior. Get real with yourself about your reaction to the behaviors you're experiencing. You don't want to numb yourself, but you want to change your criteria. Because in order for you to have the situation that you're experiencing, there must be resonance. Resonance has nothing to do with what you like or don't like. It has everything to do with what you're vibrating at. It's a frequency, it's not a preference. So, preferences come from your ego mind, resonance comes from your energy field, your lessons, the things that you need to evolve. So, kind of a deep dive on the blame game, but the bottom line is you don't want to be the one who's blaming, and it never feels good to be blamed either. So just to the best of your ability, don't do that. It's really hard to do because a lot of people are very sensitive these days, and they think because you're asking them a question that you're blaming them, and you can't rectify how other people feel if they don't want to take responsibility for their own feelings. So, this is Kiana Sage for the Being in Sync 366 video series. I guide people to peace. If you have any questions, let me know. Bye.